We're off in week 4. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. On first down, here's Mond. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Mond looks to throw on first down.
Oh my God. Come on, yeah, I missed. Fuck. Oh, that was a terrible start.
This defense has had their issues against the pass. So
that was open, I got bumped.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
That was a terrible start.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll get 4 there down to about the 12-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And his kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 2nd and 2, Mond. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Touchdown, Vikings. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. To throw, Mayfield.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, Bill. I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone.
The Browns drive about to get started. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Mond to the air on 1st and 10.
They'll dump this off to Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, here's Mond.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Here's Mond.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Mayfield down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
Even better than that, they pitched a shutout in that game, and I'm telling you, trust me on this one. That's a confidence builder for the rest of the season. When you get a defense that puts together a performance like that this early in the year, well, that sends notice to the rest of the NFL and spreads confidence throughout the locker room that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be fourth down.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That one goes for 24 yards.
And Viking fans spent plenty of time wondering how they were going to replace Stephon Diggs when he left for Buffalo. But I think most would agree now that Justin Jefferson was the best rookie receiver in football last year. 88 catches for an even 1,400 yards. I would say the numbers don't.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Vikings.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story. And, wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Mond going to throw it.
Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown! 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half.
Now he's having a nice little first half for your partner.
That's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing, Mayfield. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The Browns on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield to throw it.
And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
It was Danielle Hunter to make the play in the backfield.
This defense is really fooling around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Here's Mayfield. And quickly into the hands of Waller. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. To throw on 2nd and 6, Mond. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Mond looks to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's up over 50 yards receiving now this first half. It's a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business. The coach.
Oh, he went.
Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on
He got me on that one. I thought I was covered. I saw the cover too, and I thought I could get the end there.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Back to the air, Mond. Escaping the pressure right. And complete, right side to Cook. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
You don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now Mond. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. A nice run on 1st down gets him 6 yards to the 31. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Trying to get it to Landry there, but now it's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now a man open
Good
down
pass.
the middle of the field. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's nearly a 40-yard gain on the opening play of the quarter.
So when's the best time to take the big shots downfield? When you think a defense least expects it, and I think the first play of the third quarter qualifies. They came right out firing. That's how you send a message to start the second half of a game.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Chubb. And he's taken down inside the 30. 44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 12. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw a touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Cook on the first down carry there as he works his way forward for a gain of about 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still had the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 41, Mond. That's to the tight end, Davidson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side, complete to Isabella. Touchdown, Vikings! Andy Isabella, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
52, Browns 3.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25.
Can you hear me? Not much. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I got you. All right. So, like, when I'm on offense, I'll point some stuff out. Like, your passing game, you make some good passes, but, like, personally, what I'm seeing is from my side, I think you're rushing things. Like, you're locking on one person you want to throw the ball to, which makes it, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like, but, like, you have the talent for that, but also, like, when it comes to passing, like, especially, like, when you get in the leagues like these or something like that, it's just being patient and not forcing to that guy. Even though if you know he'll make that read right away, don't force it to him. Like, there's, like, when I play my defense, my goal is I'm taking one thing away, but when I'm setting up my zones, I'm trying to take other things away. Then you have to sit there and process things get breaking down. So, like, that's why the one benefit I have is having Hunter with the X Factor. That's why I put pass rushing abilities on him, so I can rush to like 3 or 4 minimum as much as I can. And I might get pass rush or might not, but I'm hoping that my coverage is staying good enough, long enough that he has to hold the ball and he sees that A, nothing's open, B, he throws the ball away. C, he takes a sack. Or D, he's trying to force something that's not there. So you know what I'm saying? I did not actually. I hate last year's version. I hated. Like I never played. This is my first time playing next gen. So like I played a little bit last year. Yeah, I played a little bit last year, not this year. But like what what I've been seeing, like I took what I use in the PS4 version, I took it over to PS5, but I changed some stuff up because there's certain things you can do. It's like with my user, I know if I had a good user, I could run across the whole field no matter what on the PS4. PS5 is more difficult, but once you adjust to the accountability of how things move, you can do that. Like that's why on a pick with F. Hendricks, I knew right away what I was trying to do. I had to take away the seam route or the slant route right away. So I was like, no matter what, I got to run with him. If something comes underneath him, that's where that patient part's come. If you had something come underneath it, if you waited, that would have been open because I had to take him out of that zone. But I was like, okay, I'm going to try and take his first read away. So maybe that seam, if he forces it, great, I'm going to be there. And that's how I got that pick. So like the biggest thing to take away from you is like not forcing things. Like that's like if you see my offense and stuff like that, it's not a bunch of beaters or like taking stuff out. I'm looking what the defense has given me, and I'm going to take advantage of it. That's like, Mond's not like the best overall quarterback. He's not the best rookie. That's not the biggest arm strength and stuff like that. But I'm taking stuff that's given to me so my players can go make plays. So. Yeah. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So like when you're on offense, I'm challenge drive. Like obviously, I will say that I'm one of the best defenses in the league because like the scheme and stuff like that. I don't tell what my scheme is. I like to change it up, like keep people on their toes. But like when you're going offense, like on this drive, this just challenge yourself to like, hey, I know this is my primary lead. This is the first guy I want to throw the ball to, but he might not be open. So like sit there and wait. If you can wait and develop that pocket and see if anything else gets open. You might I still might make that user play or stuff like that. I might get like make my zones might be adjusted correctly for what's happening, but still you're processing the thing. That's the biggest thing. It's process like, hey, I realize that's not open right away now. I gotta look see if something else is open. Maybe something else is open. So like just taking that time to process that feed. So like your primary lead might be open for that split second, but how the routes are. So like on that Darren Waller pick where he threw it, he was running that. Yeah, he forced that, but he was running that corner route. And if you saw it, my cornerback dropped back underneath it. So like if you waited for your over inside guy was playing outside, I think it was either Landry or someone else coming across the middle or like coming on that drag or spotting right underneath Waller's corner route, he would have been open because my cornerback sat back on that route. Yeah, it's not a big game, but that's still 4 to 5 yards. And if you're averaging like 40 yards per play, you're gonna get a first down. Yeah, it's not the funnest way to play Madden and go for the big bombs every time. But if you want to be competitive and win games, that's what can happen for that. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I see like I saw you been putting up points against other teams. So obviously the defense, you gotta work on things. Like defense is so hard to play this game. It's like if you understand the scheme how to run certain things, then you could get by with it. But obviously like you can't just run man the whole time because there's a lot of people who can run man beating routes. There's a lot of man beating routes in the game. So that's why you gotta run the zone coverages and adjust zone stuff like that to trick people off, have a good user stuff like that. So. All right, I'm going to hit to resume the game right now. I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to let you look at stuff. And if I see something that happens, like I make a play, I'm just going to say it through what we're playing, if you're cool with that. Huh. Oh, you're good. I'll see. You see, I knew what you're trying to do right there. I knew you were trying to go to your main route on Hooper, but you sat there and be patient with it, and you start waiting for Chubb to come open. That's what I'm talking about. Like your first route might not be there. You just gotta have that tiny bit of patience, and stuff will open up for you. Yeah. So just taking what's given to you. So I'll say that I forget what abilities I have on Harrison. I know I have Acrobat, but I forget what his second thing is because I know he used to have Film Study, but I took it off because most people don't run the same play 5 times in a quarter. I realize that, so I gotta change that. Oh, I missed. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know if I had. I have deflate. That's why, because I have deflator on him. So like deflator, like with those aggressive Oh. I will also say this: one of my friends in the PS4 week we talked about. We said Baker is probably one of the like he's like a medium quarterback, but for some reason he just makes no throws. He misses easy throws. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, go for it. I'm just here to have fun. Like I here to like help people and stuff like that. So like I'm not a super like yeah I want to win, but like I like to play have people teach and learn things. Yeah, you're good. See, that's what I'm saying. But like, Can you pause it real quick? So I'm just gonna go. Okay, if I can look at the replay, I don't know if I can look at replays in this. Yeah, I can't look at replays. But so like, you can resume. I was gonna see if I can pull up the replay for it. So like, with that, like when I say my user, I'm trying to take one thing. So like on that, my user right there, I was just trying to take away the middle of the field. I'm gonna try and cover everything else. But you see how you had all of your routes to the right side of the field, and you only had one seam. So like, if I'm taking so I took the right side of the field away from you. So like, yeah, it's so like right there when I'm on offense, I sat there patient. So like if I wanted to force the ball, I could have forced it across or open, but like how most quarterbacks see, they take what's given to them, take their check down. So I just took what's checked down to give it to me. But like when I'm calling my routes, there's like when you do your games planning, when you do your game strategy, you got throw it short, throw it medium, throw it deep. That's how I create my routes too. I like to create it going short, medium, intermediate, and deep. So like I have a deep route open, I have a short route and an intermediate route, but I also have routes who it could defeat a man coverage or a zone coverage. At least one route per same. So I have at least one zone beater, one man beater, and then I'll look at the coverage and see, okay, this could be my deep threat and this could be my intermediate threat. Yeah. So like there, I ran it. I saw what's happening. It looked like it could be a cover 2 or cover 4 because he had 2 safeties deep. So when I saw that, okay, I know there might not be one in the flat, so I got to run something in the flats. And that's why I put my tight end on the drag on the flat because that's also a man beating route if you have a fast player. But also if he runs that flat zone, I can throw that in there. So like when I come out in this, I look at your secondary. It looks like he's running man right now, so I'm gonna run a man beating route across the field. And also since I got Cook, but granted, Cook I have halfback apprentice, I could run something with it. And my quarterback just threw a duck. That's fine. Yeah, but like so, I'll say this. One reason I can see stuff like this, Like I've been playing. I played football throughout high school, but my father was part of football was his life. He played in the college and NFL, and he's a coach. Yeah, so like I see things because of what he taught me. Yeah, so also it's also if the pressure gets back there too. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so I like what I say is like people used to try to take everything away. You know what I'm saying? They say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to take at least one or two things away." But like when I'm calling my defense and stuff like that, I'm just saying I'm taking away one thing and I'm committed to taking that one thing away. So like on that play, I was like, okay, I'm committed to take it. So like now I look at your coverage, I see two safeties back, obviously. So it looks like you're running a cover two now because the problem is your slot corner is playing a little bit too back from like what I think it is. I think you're running a cover two, but you also could be showing cover four as well. So that's why I gotta have that second route in there in case you do run that cover four. Yeah. So yeah, so you overrule three press. So like, but that's what I'm saying. So when I'm creating my routes though, because like even if I'm like wrong, it's like oh shit, I was wrong. But I sit there and patient. So like you saw, I had the slant come all the way across the field. Like I knew if that was the case, I just had to be patient with it, and that's why I try to run to my more protected side to protect myself from it. I mean, that's just good with Cook having his X factor. I mean, he just breaks the tackle. So, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, when I go on the field, like I'm not going to be forcing things stuff like that. I'm not going to be running. I'm going to sit there and look at the coverage. And but also if I'm wrong, I got routes I know that could be open, so I got to be patient with it if I have time for it. So that's like I know Myles Garrett's on the left side. Granted, Myles Garrett doesn't have any passing rush abilities, but he's still Myles Garrett. So like I'm gonna start. If I can, I'm gonna try and go away from Myles Garrett's side, so I give my quarterback more time to throw the football. Yeah, that's not me. So like this, I know you're running a pass because you have no back in the backfield. So yeah. So like if you look at if you go look at my depth chart, my offensive line after like this in the NFL roster, you see my offensive line's not good at all. Like it's not. But what I do to kind of take that as I block six. Like if I'm blocking six, I should have a little bit of time to get stuff off. So I live in Alaska right now. I'm in the Coast Guard, but I'm from Florida. Yeah. Yeah. So like it's also like if you take it like what I always do before I start a game is I look at players' abilities. So like during the game I look at their abilities. So that's why I looked at Myles Garrett because I was curious what you running Myles Garrett. Is he running pass rushing abilities or running inside abilities? I saw you had inside stuff. Like okay, I gotta be hard to run the ball inside. So I gotta come with something else if I want to run the ball. So like right now I see like this is gonna be either a cover three or cover one because where your safety's at, you only have one safety deep. So it could be that's what it can be is. So like I gotta run different routes. I could beat that kind of scheme. So like he just backs up. So like okay, he might be staying in it, but if time's running out, I already called my routes. So I want to make sure I get the ball off at that point. It's like So like I call my routes to see what I'm beating. So like right there, like right away, I had confidence he's running the cover one man. But when you back up, yeah, he could switch it to a cover two, switching to press. But also when I see you come up to the line and press, I want to run man pressing routes. Oh, come on. I didn't direct that. That's my fault on that one. Like so like if I had ability quarterback, you saw how that it was a so that was a post route that there was a window that post route was open, but Mond just can't throw the like he lofted the ball all the way across the field. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So but that's all depending on your quarterback's ability. So like that's like with my team, like I realized that's what my quarterback limitations are. So I've realized that now, so I don't make that mistake again. Yeah, so like when stuff like that, so that's like I say this. That's why I don't run screens. Screens is the most dangerous pass in the game. If you catch the defense off guard, like the user off guard, you're gonna get that in there. Nah, you're good. Hey, that's what I think. It's all about. It's a learning environment. Like, obviously, I got played Madden for a couple years. I got played current gen, next gen. When I was a kid, when I was in high school, I actually was ranked top 100 in the world. Like I was in head-to-head play. This is before they did all the franchise, all the big tournaments. Now that was like back in Madden 24 now. So, yeah. So like when I was a kid, like I did all those leagues. Like I didn't have leagues, but I played in a bunch of head-to-head play and all that stuff. See, that's a good. See, you see how you waited and you let that route develop? Because I knew, like right when you first threw, I was like, okay, he was trying to come to the underneath stuff, and like, okay, that's good. He might force it there, but you waited for the route to develop, and you had time to throw the football. So like that. So like. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So like that's like when you come to the line is when you start developing to make those hot routes. So like you can run your base plays, but now you can come up to the line and look at your hot routes, see what hot routes are open, stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I call a base play to come to the line of scrimmage. Most of the time I like to change it up because the base plays there's just not a lot of different routes are open, but there's some are as good as keep. I mean, I'm surprised. I'll say this about the Vikings that I am very surprised by is the ability for my defense to get off blocks. But granted, I looked at I was last on the wheel because Derek forgot to put me on the wheel, so that was one. So I've been. See, that's a good throw. That's a good throw right there. Good throw. That's a good throw right there. Wait for it to develop and stuff like that and get in there. I'll say if my DB would like how certain DBs have acrobats, so if that D was an acrobat, that probably wouldn't have been a pick, to be honest. But that's why you also look at their players' abilities and stuff like they have. So you realize I don't have an acrobat over there. It's like, okay, I can throw that ball in there. I don't like scout, but like when I start the game, I'll look at the player's abilities. Yeah, that has happened. There's times I just wanted to take the system and throw out the window. So that's awesome. Like so, like I'll say this. So like contested catches this year, if you want to make those kind of contested catches, you gotta have the abilities on them. So like, deep in elite, red zone threat if you're in the red zone. If you had double me, you could do that as well. But like if they don't have those abilities, it's so hard to catch those contested catches.
On 2nd and 15 now. Mayfield. And my goodness, another interception.
So like, I know you were trying to score stuff like that, but if you had your slant routes open. Like I took away, basically that defense I call was to take away corner routes. So like I'm like, yeah, exactly. So like I'm taking away in the corner routes. Like I'm trying to give away no touchdown plays. I'm taking away corners and seams. If it gets slants, okay, that's where I take my users. Like okay, I could take away one of those slants. Which slant? I'm not sure. Like see, like this looks like it's a cover 2 man. So but like obviously I'm not gonna throw the ball. Like I just know the game's over. So the game's over. It's his X factor. So yeah. But it's like I know that's why I see. So I'm just gonna call it. So like. Here, I'll call a timeout real quick. I'll call one more play to show something real quick. And I'll tell you what I'll tell what hot routes I'm making personally. So let me go. This is one of my favorite formations because what I can create from it. Let's go that play. So it. Yeah, see, like I just call my own play. So like here, if I see this blight box, I'm calling inside zone. I'm running on the play, but I'm gonna run a pass. So like I see that you have 2 deep, so I'm gonna run a post corner concept on the left side. I'm gonna run a drag coming across the field. But if I'm gonna take Cook, since it's a 3-man protection, bring him on an out route, send Chelsea's deep, double team the end, and then call the play. Yep. So like but you see how I sat there and let it develop, but I didn't force it. So that's why I'm doing. So like I'll call another one of my favorite formations because stuff will get open. You just have to be patient with us in zones. Obviously, if you get pressure, it's not going to be helpful. You can't sit there and wait. So now I see there's like a heavy left side right now. So I'm gonna block my running back because I just don't feel comfortable. I don't know if everyone's coming or not. So now you back up, don't know stuff. I'll just be hesitant. So see, I saw you bring your safety in the box as a user. So I'm gonna try and take your user out of play. I'm gonna try and see if I can create something with my guys. So I'm running a trips on the side, but I'm gonna run right to the right, flood it on the right side. So like you see how you got stuck on your user right there. So like your user was a defensive end. So like I'm taking my chances. Say, hey, I don't think that defense is gonna make that play. So I could force the ball in there. It's gonna be incomplete. And if Chelsea didn't get bumped right there, I don't know who he got bumped by. He probably got bumped on one of your guys were playing inside middle right there or something else. That slant was gonna be open immediately. So I could so I could either loft it or if the throw a bullet, get the ball in there. So when you've tried to throw a slant on your first offense play, and when you loft it, the problem is when lofting those routes, if they're not in man, they're in a zone defense, that other guy in that backside zone could come up and make a play on it. So, but if you feel free, got time, my streams are always posted on my YouTube channel, which I don't have that many subscribers anyway, so it's not like I'm no big YouTuber. Just to also let you know that I'm just a guy who plays football, but I just love the game so much. I just understand football. So. You can always go look at my streams. I mean, yes, there will be some cussing because I get kind of pissed off when certain things happen and stuff like that. But so if you go look at my streams and stuff like that, I might not be discussing through it, but you can like pause it and look. Hey, this is what this guy is doing on defense and offense to understand what I'm running. Offense is where I like it. My biggest fan of offense, not turn the ball over. Those 3 picks kind of pissed me off. 2 of them should have happened, but the first pick was good. He ran the man coverage. My receiver got bumped, and I could get in. The other 2 was just a terrible throw. But like when I run my offense, I'm trying to run into my quarterback's abilities, like how good is he, how far can he throw the ball, like how accurate can he throw the ball, and look at my receiver's ability. So like I have 2. So the reason that I traded for Andy was I know he's not the fast receiver, but he's pretty fast. But he adds another threat. So I have 2 speedsters in Johnson and Jefferson. Jefferson's my route runner. So like he can run any routes. He's got wide receiver apprentice. But but he also has route tech, so he got nice crispy routes when he does run that. So like on that crossing touchdown, since he has route tech and he has route apprentice, I could call that route on the field as a hot route, and it gives him open right there. So that's why I scored a touchdown. But like I'm using my players' abilities to benefit that. It's like when I throw drags, slants, outs, and stuff like that. The reason I'm calling those routes is because I know those players are fast and have good change of direction. So if I throw I might throw a 3-yard pass, but they can make that big play at any moment. But also I can run seam straight down the middle. It's like, hey, they're running man, they're pressing, they don't have help over on that side. Bam, I could throw it to that man guy right away, and he's gonna beat him, catch it, score a touchdown. Or if you're running like a cover 2 shell zone, I run that seam route down the middle. I could split that seam down the middle, catch it, and try and make a play. Like with Chelsea, when Chelsea scored that big touchdown, you ran that cover 3 buck. So when I looked at it, I said, okay, it looks like cover 2, so I'm gonna run that seam route. It's gonna be my cover 2 zone beating route. But when you run cover 3 buck, which means that safeties come and play that hook to read zone, that means he's got to come up. So like when he's coming up, my receiver's already running past him. So I know there's a short window I got to get that ball in. If I see that, bam, I could get that in there. So that's why I saw it and got the ball in there for him. So it's just stuff I've learned by playing the game, but also just from my experience of being around football and stuff like that. Like I was second all state in Florida on center. I also play center linebacker, so you have to know a lot of stuff to begin with. Yeah, so like I called out all the defenses. I call our defense out. I call what they're running. I see the motion, stuff like that, and like based off the film. So yeah, so like based on my film, but center, I look at blitzes are coming back. I can tell where the safety's at, stuff like that. But that's a quarterback decision. We'll see where he's gonna pass it. I can call blitzes out and help my quarterback out, so he doesn't worry about that. So he can just focus straight on what covers you're running. So, but dude, yeah, I hope that was helpful. And if you have any other questions, let me know. I can I always point stuff out to you. Also, if you ever want to watch how I play this, usually I don't talk about this play. You can go look at my YouTube channel. All my streams, I never delete my streams. I keep them up. So you could go look at it and say, hey, I see what he's doing here. And look at what kind of concepts you can run. And like you can think, oh, that makes sense why he's trying to run that. He's trying to create something open for these routes. So. Okay, yeah, no problem, man. So if you have any other questions come up, just let me know. So good luck for rest of the season. Hopefully you get that win. Obviously, you got the offense to do it. You have the players' abilities. He's got your biggest thing is how to use it. So I also like to go to free practice sometimes and let the defense run a random defense sometimes. Okay, just let them run a random play. If I'll just sit there, I'll just try different routes, different combinations, and see what comes open. So. So the Chargers are also 0-4. So like cool thing. So the cool thing is, like, we're doing the recaps, I get to look at all the stats and stuff like that for every team. So, like, he's also 0-4, but he's also struggled a lot, too, against the pass. Like, I think he gave up a bunch of points to the Raiders. Yeah, he gave up 70 to the Raiders. So, so it's like, you just got to sit there, see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So that's what I'm saying. So, this be... My biggest takeaway from you, just like person playing, is just be patient. Don't try and force things right away. Let stuff develop because there will be open. Obviously, if you don't feel comfortable with your offensive line that they can't develop, instead of just blocking 5, block 6. So like you say you watch real football, so you say you're a Lions fan, right? Yeah, so I'm a Bears fan. So I was glad that we won the game. Yeah, so I'm glad we won the game. But if you see the highlights from the Bears-Browns game, we gave up 9 sacks that game, but we were blocking 5. And they took that game plan, which Matt Nagy didn't call at all, so everyone has given him credit. He didn't do anything. They took that, threw in the trash, and this last game, if you watch how they play against the Lions, was a lot of play action, 6-man, 7-man protection. A lot of chip block and stuff like that, because they knew their 5-man protection couldn't get the job done. So, like, with my offensive line, I don't feel like I can get that. Like, maybe sometimes if I catch them off guard, if I have a quick route I want to get the ball off to, yeah, sure. But if I'm trying to work for those intermediate deep passes, I'm at least blocking 6. So I can, because if they're not going to blitz, they're going to rush 3 or 4. But they're rushing 5. Either A, they're running man coverage, or B, they're running some fake zone stuff. And that means if I catch them off guard, I could get to the zone that or run routes to those side they're blitzing off. So. Oh, please. Oh, I was on the top of the world. I was like, out of all the heartbreaking years that we didn't draft anyone, right? We always choked it, and we then go out and draft Justin Fields, which by my opinion is the second best quarterback in the draft. Baby, I feel like he, like, I say, only reason I'm putting him above Trevor is Justin Fields had big pressure moments and delivered in big pressure games. He's shown he could do that. But he also, yeah, that's why that's why he's not. Yeah, he's not bad. It's just the problem is you guys are in full rebuild mode anyway. So like, I'll say this: if I'm a Lions fan right now, I actually want us to struggle this year because we could draft one of the good quarterbacks coming out of this class, another good quarterback class. There's not a lot of good guys. Well, that's yeah. So like. Vinicius, like I said, but if you have a top pick, there's two quarterbacks that are good, but one has been let down by the worst offensive line in America, and then the second one, he just makes so many poor decisions. So, like yeah. So like if I was them, I would be hopeful to get Sam Howell. Like people freaked out when they lost their first game, but if they actually go back and watch the tape, Sam had no time to throw the football at all. So. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot, so like it just depends what like I personally like. I think Sam Howell is the best quarterback in the draft. That's just me personally. He has the arm talent, and he can move too, but you just gotta give him time. Yeah, he's a North Carolina guy. So it's just like yeah. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think he can do. I think he can, and it's gonna take time to develop. Like obviously, you see how Trevor's struggling. It's taking Trevor time to develop. I understand that. So I was like, that's gonna be a rough time. So, but cool, man. I hope I was helpful. But if ever just feel free to message me. I'm always responding to messages if you have a question about something. Appreciate appreciate it.